After releasing the public policy, IRCC has now released detailed instructions with regards to application for work permit extension under their new policy for PNP applicants. I saw a ton of comments on our previous video on this public policy with regards to open work permits for PNP applicants, and folks were asking if they can apply or not, how they can apply, and this is the video we're going to talk about the instructions about how you can apply, who can apply, and what provinces are included. So stay tuned until the end. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Dhruv. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. At our firm Effizient, we assist all prospective immigrants with their immigration to Canada. If you are an immigrant, you need assistance, feel free to contact us. Also, we assist employers in hiring foreign workers. If you need high skilled talent, you can get in touch with us and we would be happy to assist you with hiring foreign workers with regards to their immigration. Here is our contact information. You can call us, email us, WhatsApp us, and we would be happy to chat with you. Now, guys, with regards to the public policy for work permits for PNP applicants, this was a highly awaited thing. This was a relief for a lot of people whose work permits were expiring or were already expired, and there's a lot of interest in knowing how to proceed with such an application. But before we go there, let's quickly answer the comment of the week, and it's again a very related comment. It was on our previous video on this public policy, and the comment is, can Ontario also issue a support letter if I've applied for an EOI? Great question, and currently as of now the answer is no. Unfortunately, Ontario is not a part of the participating provinces in this policy. There are only 2 provinces that have participated in this policy thus far. They are on the IRCC website and we will go over them in this video, and Ontario is not a part of this. So currently Ontario EOI applicants are not eligible. I hope this helps. So guys, let's talk about the IRCC's instructions on how to apply for this public policy. On the screen, you can see the IRCC's page. This has the detailed instructions for this policy, and it also talks about how who can apply and how to apply with regards to this application. So this is the IRCC's link here, which specifically is for the open work permit worker with support letter. So this is for the folks who already have a support letter from IRCC. Now guys, if we go into the detail of the instructions, you can see first of all IRCC talks about the eligibility. So they say that you are a foreign worker, you have to be in one of the participating provinces, and then you need a support letter from that provincial nominee program, correct? They are going to issue an open work permit under this policy, which will be valid up to 2 years. So this is great, this is amazing, right? Now let's just go into who can apply, which will tell us about the eligibility requirements, and also this will list the participating provinces. So if we go into the who can apply section, the first thing is to be eligible, you need to be in one of the following situations. So this is the first eligibility requirement. So one of the following situations out of these 3 things is either you currently hold a valid work permit. So again, if you currently have a valid work permit, you are eligible, or you held a work permit that was valid on May 7th. Okay, so on May 7th, you had a work permit that was already valid. If your work permit has expired since then, you can apply to restore your status when you apply for this open work permit. So say that on May 7th, your permit was valid, but later on it got expired. So as an example, if your work permit expired on June 30th, 2024, you can still apply for this policy if you are eligible to restore. So restoration window, guys, is 90 days after your status expires. So if your permit expired on June 30 and you went out of status July 30th, August 30th, September 30th, roughly 90 days end around September 30th. Maybe it would be minus a few days because some months have 31 days instead of 30 days, and hence at this point on as of September 7th, 2024, you are within the 90-day restoration window, so you are eligible. So I hope this example helps you. Third is, you were on maintained status on May 7th and this maintained status had given you authorization to work, and you haven't gotten a negative decision on your work permit extension application. Now guys, say that your work permit expired on April 30th. Before the expiry, you submitted a work permit extension application, and there has been no decision on that application till now, then you are eligible. For example, if that application was decided on, for say, July 1st, 2024, and the decision was positive, you were granted an extension, then you are to go back and fall in this category where you have a valid work permit. Otherwise, if on July 1st, 2024, you were issued a decision, but the decision was negative, it was refused, then you are unfortunately not eligible to apply under this public policy. So this is with respect to the eligibility requirements. Either you hold a valid work permit or your permit is expired, which was valid as of May 7th, but you are in the restoration window, or you applied for an extension and you had authorization on May 7th, and that decision, that application is not decided yet, or it was positively decided. So if you have already gotten a refusal, then unfortunately you won't be able to apply. All right, second is you are in Canada with a valid temporary resident status when you apply and when a decision is made on your application, or you are eligible for restoration. So again, this talks about your status. Again, this is very common for every application you make to IRCC. Either you have a valid status or you are in the restoration window and you are able to restore your status. Third is you have a letter of employment from your employer. So guys, this is very important. You need to be working and you need to have an employment letter from your employer. So if you guys need assistance with how you can find a template for an employment letter, guys, here is the best way to find it. If you go on our website's resources page, here is an employment letter template, and this particular template is gonna give you the exact template which works for CEC applications, for spousal open work permits, and also would work for this public policy. And it talks about your employment, talks about duties and everything. So let's go back here with regards to this application. And after the employment letter, you need a support letter from participating provinces. And then again, every province will have their own way of issuing a support letter, and it's still not very clear with regards to how they're going to issue it, but only participating provinces can issue it, and if the province is participating, only then you can apply. Now the $1 million question is about the participating provinces, and here is the list. Only 2 provinces thus far, Alberta and Manitoba, are the ones that are participating in this policy. I hope more get added. The policy ends on December 31st of this year, so we have around 4 months, and hopefully more and more provinces become a part of it. But if you are in Ontario, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward, Newfoundland, any other province apart from Alberta and Manitoba, you cannot unfortunately take advantage of this public policy. All right, guys. So now we've talked about who can apply. Let's go to how to apply section. Again, now the how to apply for this policy is very well documented in detail here. It's again, if you are applying for restoration, they give this instructions on how to what steps to take when you are applying for restoration. You make sure that you tick restore my status as a worker in the application form, that is IMM 5710 work permit extension inside Canada. And then on a separate piece of paper, you need to give the circumstance, some explanation on why you need to restore your status, why you went out of status. The fee for this application is $255. That is for $155 for work permit fee and $100 for open work permit holder fee. And on top of that, if you need to restore your status, you need to pay $229, which is the restoration of status fee. The application has to be done via your GCK account. If you have a representative, they can apply through the authorized representative portal. So for example, if you seek our assistance, we can just do it from our representative portal, and this would be straightforward application through that portal. If you're doing it yourself, you need to do it through the GCK account, just like every other work permit application you've submitted in the past. Then comes the document checklist. This is very important. So you need to make sure you answer the questions properly here. So for your if you're applying through your account, for the question where it talks about does one of the following apply to you when you talk about the open work permit application, you have to select I am applying for an open work permit under an active public policy, and that way you would be able to apply under this policy. Guys, immigration gives instructions, very specific instructions on how to fill the form. This step 6 is very, very, very important. You need to make sure you follow these instructions very carefully. Uh, with regards to what time of permit that you're applying, you need to select open work permit. These details go in the details of intended work in Canada section in IMM 5710. And with regards to the job title and brief description of duties, you need to enter the provincial code in both the job title and brief description of duties, and the provincial codes have been given over here. So in the section where it talks about the job title and description of duties, if you are in Alberta, you will copy paste this code in both the sections. If you are in Manitoba, you will copy paste this code. This is very important, and the reason I say this is because sometimes they have computerized systems that are picking these values from the form, and if you enter something different, it is possible that they refuse your application just because the computer cannot interpret it correctly. So guys, make sure you follow this instruction very carefully. Make sure you copy paste exactly these codes. And here they talk about the documents that you need. So essentially very straightforward. Valid passport, family information form is required here, where you need to talk about your family. That usually includes your parents, your spouse, your children, and of course yourself. Photograph, here you need to provide proof of payment. So owing to the policy, owing to how the questions are answered, sometimes the correct fee is not calculated. So IRCC then tells you to say that you are exempt from the fee and provide the payment receipt in the proof of fee exemption slot. So you will um, pay through the IRCC's online payment system and take that receipt for the payment and upload in the proof of fee exemption slot. So again, please don't be confused. You are not exempt from paying any fee. You just need to upload it in the slot after paying the fee. You need to provide the support letter, of course, from the province, and you need to provide current work permit if it's valid, if applicable, you had it. If you don't have a current work permit, you have an extension application, make sure you provide the proof of that application along with your application. So proof that you have applied for extension of your work permit, and so that IRCC officer knows that you are currently in status, or you meet one of the first 3 eligibility requirements with regards to the work authorization. And then you need a letter of employment from your current employer. Of course, we've shown you the template for this as well. Guys, if you are asked about employment reference letter, records, employment contract, you can just say not applicable. You have to go through the questionnaire and look at the document checklist that comes up and follow these instructions. Now this is how you apply, and again, after you apply, if your current work permit was still valid, then you can continue working under the maintained status. If your application if your current work permit is not valid, then of course you can't work until a decision comes on this application. So guys, this was about who can apply, how to apply for this particular public policy for this kind of work permit. Participating provinces are only 2 at the moment, Alberta and Manitoba. Kudos to both of these provinces for participating in this policy, and I hope other provinces also follow suit. Again, in summary, we've talked about the eligibility with regards to your authorization, your status in Canada, and what with regards to the support letter and your current employment. We've also talked about the steps to apply. We've talked about how to specifically answer the questions on the form and what documents to submit. Go through the links for the IRCC's instructions on this policy. It has been added in the description below. It's very important you follow the instructions carefully. before you submit the application. That's it for this video, guys. I hope this video helps clarify some of the pressing questions everyone had with regards to this public policy and with regards to IRCC's detailed instructions. We have them now. We are waiting for provinces to release, and as soon as we have more information on that, on how the provinces are issuing the support letters, we would share that with you. If you guys like the video, if you guys like our content, if you guys like this channel, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and comment or share these videos with your friends. It really helps us a lot. It helps us to provide more information to more people who can really take advantage of all this information. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.